Hi everybody, Micheline from Micheline Makes here with yet another vlog. And we've had a kind of weird week and I haven't really done much, but I've got a few things to tell you about. And the first thing is I've been making up more clothes from my scrap. This is some fabric that I got from Minerva Crafts. It's like a t-shirt fabric, very thin t-shirt fabric, and I decided to make it into one of my Lacala t-shirty type patterns. I'll put the picture up there so you can see what it's like. In fact, I'll see if I can find it. I made it from this Lacala t-shirt pattern that you can see, Lacala 4562 to my measurements. All I did was I made the sleeves a bit longer and I narrowed the sleeves a bit. The curves at the bottom I just cut straight across. I haven't got a pocket, and the neck is slightly higher, I think. Oh no, absolutely nothing to do with that. It's a completely different pattern. So this was, let me start again. Forget about that. But that is a nice pattern, Lacala 4562. Nice pattern. I've made quite a lot of my my rayon, what do you call it, rayon chalice? Rayon chalice tops have been made out of that. But this was not made from that. Silly me. I've just made two tops here. This is one of them, and the other one, what's the other one that I did? Oh, I can't remember. It'll come to me. Anyway, it was a pattern that I got from, in July I bought some clothes from the Yours website, which is the oversized ladies, and I bought because they were cheap. I bought them because they were cheap, and one of them in particular was a pink ribbed cotton jumpery type thing. Not this, but it was a pink ribbed one with a round neck, high round neck, and longer sleeves than usual, and it was quite long on the hips, and I thought they'd go nice with the pale blue denims that I had, and I liked the style of it so much that I traced it off. That's what I did, I traced it off. It'll come to me in the end. Anyway, I traced the pattern off and I decided that I would make a couple of tops from it, and this was one of them. And it's like, the nice thing that I liked about it is it's quite a baggyish type of A-line dress A-line top, and the sleeves that they had were longer, and I didn't want really long sleeves, so I made it this length. And yes, I liked it. I liked the pattern, so it's basically a trace off. And what was the other one that I did? I can't remember. Anyway, this fabric was from Minerva, and it's like a t-shirt cotton, and I used bias binding, and it was some old bias binding, 30-year-old bias binding that I had, trying to keep using up what I've got in the way of bits and bobs and haberdashery. The way the material was, I think this is a jigsaw one again, because I only bought a metre of this, and by the time I'd done the actual front and back, I didn't have much left for the sleeves. So this has a seam down the shoulder from there, which I wouldn't normally have, and the same on that side, so I had to make it out of 4 pieces instead of 2 arm pieces. But the other thing that I wanted to tell you about was, so anyway, go back to this one. Love it, I like wearing it, and as I say, I'm sure I did another one. I can't think what I did. Oh, I'm going to make another one. Can't remember. But I think I was going through all my fabrics and I was going to make another one. It's turned out nice. I like it. I'll show you what it's like on. And this is what it's like. This is the top. And it's kind of a 3/4 length sleeves. Obviously, I would have preferred that slightly longer, but it was all the fabric that I had, so I had to have a 3/4 length sleeve. I like the shape, and it drapes nicely, drapes beautifully. So I shall be making more of this one. As I say, it's just a trace off from this pattern that I got from yours, and I'll put a picture up of the pattern of the top that I bought. So we'll keep this on and then you can see what this is like. I still have yet to finish this pattern that I'm doing, but I wanted to tell you about a thing that was really annoying me. My main machine is a Brother machine, which I love to bits. I really love it. It's a Brother NV55. Really like it. Never had any problems with it. I think I've had it quite a few years, since about 2000 and I don't know, maybe it's 2008, 2009 possibly. And it's really good. I maintain it, I clean it, I do all sorts with it. But what I was finding lately was that the stitches were being erratic. And so it didn't matter if I put it if I put the stitch length at 3 or 4, the stitches weren't coming out very well. And the only way they would come out as a longer length would be if I pulled the fabric a little bit. And it was really doing my head in. And I thought to myself, I'm trying to see if I can show you any that where it's have I got anything where I can show you? No, I haven't. But it was really doing my head in. It was doing my head in because it wasn't sewing properly. So then I thought, well, I checked that the teeth were up, and they were up. So I thought, well, the teeth are pulling it. And then I checked the stitch length. I tried different stitch lengths, and the longer the length of the stitch, the more I still had to pull it to make it the stitches the right length. And I thought, there's something wrong here. So I decided what I will do is see if I can replace the teeth. And so I ordered some teeth from a website, a Sewing Parts website, and I got a new replacement teeth thing. And this is the old one. I don't know if you can see that. That's the old one, the old teeth thing. That's the old teeth thing. Teeth are quite not too bad. They weren't bad, but I figured that maybe they're just a little bit not sharp enough on the teeth there. So I ordered a new one. Great, the new one came, and I thought, right, I'm going to replace it. But could I get the screwdrivers into the gap? I had to take the whole of the foot plate out, and I had to try and get the screwdrivers into that one, and I couldn't get them in because the machine was in the way. And so I thought, oh, what am I going to do? I've got some little screwdrivers, little short ones that are like this, little short ones like that. And they weren't working because they were still too high. I needed something that was about that height. So then I went online and I found these, and I got 3 of these, and these are little screwdrivers. They are little screwdrivers. I'll show you one at a time. And this one has a Phillips top on that end, and if I turn it round, it's got the same Phillips on that end. And then the other one was a similar one. This one has a Phillips head on that end, and a Phillips head on that end. And that's the bigger Phillips head. And then this one has a bent straight-sided one on that end, and one like that on that end. Well, these ones obviously are too long, so I figured that going into the screw and turning would be better. So the screw that I got, the screw that was in was this one. The screw that was in was that one, and you can see it's kind of got a long one, and then a cross something or other. So when I tried to unscrew the nut that was holding this old one in, that old one there, I tried with that one, with a straight-sided one, couldn't get it to work. I tried with this one, the smaller Phillips kind one, couldn't get it to work. And I thought, oh, this one I'm going to do, it's still not going to undo. And that one's far too big, so it's not going to work. So I was humming and hawing. I thought, don't tell me I've got to order something else, find something else to order. Oh, here he is, the man with the plan. Do you want to see the man with the plan? You always say you like to see him.
I've got a plan.
He's got a plan. What's your plan?
My plan is to make a plan.
Your plan is to make a plan,
I'm going to make a plan.
You're going to make a plan.
I'm going to make a plan.
Okay, he's going to go and make a plan.
I'm going to, yeah. I haven't got a clue what my plan's going to be, but
you're going to make.
I'm going to make
right.
one. And then I'll come and tell you about it.
Okay, right.
That's all right.
So, do you want me to switch this off because you must want to tell me something?
I do want to tell you something.
Okay, well,
sorry.
We'll switch it off and we'll talk to you in a minute.
She'll be back.
Back again. Anyway, where was I? So I was thinking, well, what am I going to do? I've got to see if I can find another set of screwdrivers. And then I looked at the big thick one and I thought, I'll try that one. It's too big, but I'll try it and see if it works. So I tried it and it did work. And I was able to change the foot. I was able to change the teeth, the little tooth part. Change the tooth part. Thought I had it realigned. Threaded it up. Put everything back on, the throat plate on and everything. Started sewing and it was completely not working. And then I looked at the way the throat plate, the teeth were inside the throat plate, and they were slightly off. And I thought, you haven't screwed the screw in properly, because it's adjustable. It's built in such a way that the screw goes like that, and you can actually move the plate in or out to get it lined up. So I loosened the screw, repositioned the teeth, and then it worked better. It sat better, the throat plate went on, and I started sewing, and I am thrilled to bits because, where's my piece of fabric that I wanted to show you? Has it fallen on the floor? I did have a piece of fabric, hang on. There it is. Because now when I sew, can you see? That one is at 2. That one was at 4 and that one was at 5.5. Now I wasn't getting that before, so I think the plate with the teeth on cost me £15. So I have replaced that teeth plate, teeth plate, whatever you care to call it, and I've replaced it. £15 it cost me, and I don't have to take it to get serviced or get it an engineer to do it, who would probably charge me £40. So that's a massive saving. So I am thrilled to bits that my little brother NV55 is working well. So that was that one. Now, what else do I want to tell you? I hope you enjoyed those 2 little tips that I showed you in my last vlog. I'm going to put another 2 little tips in this vlog here, and it will be there. Will it be there? I think it's going to be there. So here's the next 2 tips. I've been buying some patterns. Ta-da! Patterns, because Simplicity was on offer, and I thought I would get some, and I quite like quite a lot of these. Let's start with the first one. The first one is Simplicity 9324, and I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that there? It's a lovely dress. I quite like. I'm I'm keen to do that one. That one's really nice. It's a nice flattering dress. 9324. This was 6 to 14. I like all of the styles. I probably might make the sleeves a bit longer. And it's got 2 fastenings. This might be the only thing that might put me off, because I never looked at this when I bought it, because the 2 types of fastenings that it has is a buttoning all the way down the back, and when you're old you can't button down the back, and there may become a time where your partner isn't around or he can't do it, so you're going to be a bit stuck. And the other one is the one where there's like a little V to show your back, and I don't feel confident enough at my age to show my back like that. So I like the idea, but I probably, if I wanted to, I could probably put a zip in instead. So that's the S9324. Do you know, they used to describe what it was and now they don't. And this one I bought was a 6 to a 14. Don't know why I bought a 6 to a 14, but I got a 6 to a 14. Probably because they didn't have the 16 onwards in stock, possibly. The next one is S9277, which is very, very similar, only it's the other way around. You button your fastenings at the front. It has a fastening just down to the waist. I like that idea. And then the skirt comes out like it's gathered at the front. It's also got a little girl's one, a girl's version, but this one that I bought is for extra small to extra large. Oh, do you get all of it? Oh, you get all of them, according to this. US 3 to 8, which is the child size, and then extra small to extra large. You can see that there. According to this, I've got a 3 to an 8, and I've got an extra small to extra large. I quite like that one. I think I like this idea. Again, I think I'd probably have to have longer sleeves, so I'm not always keen on short sleeves. So that's a nice one. This just chambray. I've got some grey chambray in one of my drawers, so I could use that up. That's a good idea, that one. Anyway, the next one is, these are, as I said before, they're all Simplicity. Simplicity 9260. Now I kind of like this, but I'm not sure. And I got it and I thought, well, we'll see. And it's a shirt dress type dress, but it doesn't have a waist, which might be quite nice. I mean, I like that drawing there. This lady's wearing it, and much as I like it, I don't know if it's a colour or what, but somehow I just feel like it needs something across there, a waistband or a seam or something. But these ones do look nice. I think it's probably the colour of the fabric, because that wouldn't last 5 minutes on me in that colour. I tend to like dark colours because of things like this, where if you spill anything on it you can't see. But that I think it's the colour more than anything that kind of puts me off, because I do like these ones. And the back is made up of several parts. You can see there's a seam down the middle and a seam down the back at the side from the shoulder downwards. So it's actually 1, 2, 3. The back is made up of 4 pieces. Whether I like that or not, I don't know. I'm not so sure if I would like to have 4 pieces, fussing on with 4 pieces in the back. Again, that's another one I never looked at. But that one, S9260, and it is available. I got it from a 10 to an 18. So that's that one. Then I've got a new tablet, and it keeps doing that. I don't know what it's trying to tell me. Then I got Simplicity 9176. I do like this one. This is the kind of thing when I first started YouTubing. I made a couple of dresses a bit like this, and I thought they were very flattering. So I might do this one. I like the fact that it's got longer sleeves. Definitely like the shape of the skirt. A bit more flattering, shows the figure off better. That's the back. It's got a belt, although I'm not overly good on belts because it tends to show your body, your belly off a bit. But it is a size 10 to an 18. I shall no doubt probably be trying that one out. This one is very much like, I can't think who it's like. You'll no doubt tell me. The next one is Simplicity 9136. It's like a t-shirt dress. I'm sure I've made something similar, and I can't think which one I've made it. But it's I like that style. Mine would have to be longer. I like a longer skirt length. I'm not sure about these patch pockets that they're all doing. That accent, that with the stripes, it looks quite nice, but I don't know if I would like a patch pocket on it. But that's a really nice one. It would go with cotton and cotton type, chambray, flannel, gingham, lightweight denim, linen, pique, poplin, sateen, knits, and extra fabric is needed to match plaid, stripes or one-way designs. And that is the back view. I like that. That's available from a 6 to a 14, S9136. This one I got is very vintage. So this next dress is a dress that it had brought back fond memories for me, because when I was at school in the sixth form, in the lower sixth, it was the summer term of the lower sixth, and I'd just been voted in as head girl. And we were told what pattern, in those days you couldn't buy the summer dresses for sixth formers, you had to make them. And this deputy headmistress, who was very strict on rules, she had recommended this one pattern, and the dress that you had to wear was like a royal blue with a white collar, and it was like a shift dress straight up and down. Well, me being like that, I wasn't keen on this shift dress straight up and down, and also because I was sewing, I decided I'd make my own dress, and I made my own dress with my own collar, white collar, and I was summoned to her room, and she had dark brown circles around her eyes, and her tops of her eyes were all brown there. She never wore makeup, and when she talked to you, she looked down on you like that, and she wouldn't look at you. She'd be looking up at the ceiling, and she called me into her room. And I thought, oh God, I'm going to get into trouble for this. So she went, I see you're not wearing the recommended pattern for the summer dress. And I said, no, Miss Richardson, I'm not. And she said, what pattern are you using? And why did you change it? And I said, well, I'm using such and such a pattern. I think it was a Style or a Simplicity. And I said, I changed it because I didn't particularly like the shape of the other one. And I thought, I'm going to get into trouble for this. And she said, well, it is completely different from that other pattern, but I have to say I quite like it. So if you can give me the number of the pattern, I will add it to the list of recommended patterns to make the dress with. And I thought, oh. So I went off out of her office, thrilled to bits that I was able to have this dress, and I made another 2 of them. Same pattern, same fabric. It was like a royal blue, what kind of fabric was it? It was like a linen type fabric, but it didn't crease. And so this was the one that I made. It was very, very similar to this. This is the Simplicity 8946, but it was very similar to this because I liked the gather there, and I loved the collar. The collar was slightly lower than the one that she had suggested, and it was a pattern with a gathered waist, and I just thought it looked lovely. So I was dead chuffed when this pattern came out, when she put this onto the list of required uniform patterns, and all my friends said, oh, how did you manage to do that? And I said, I don't know, but she liked what I did. So that one, S8946, I would like to try. Whether it would look as good now on me as it did then, I don't know, but I think it would. It just kind of sent the memory cells going berserk when I saw it. That is available in a size 14 to a 22. Then this one is it says pattern hacking. I'm not sure how you pattern hack it. I've never done these pattern hacking patterns. Must do something with it. But this is, I like the shape of this. This is S8888. It's from an extra small to an extra large, and the extra small is a 29.5-inch bust, and the extra large is a 48-inch bust, and it's this one. I like the high neck there. Can you see that? I like the high neck there, although you can't really see it very well. She's got a split down there. I thought it would be quite nice. I like the panel down the front there. And this sleeve, it's quite fashionable at the moment. I did like it. I just thought it was a lovely pattern. And the back, if you can see the back view, 4 back views. You can have it different lengths. So I'm not sure why it's pattern hacking. Does it tell me in the instructions? I don't know. So I think what it says is the hack is you can make it sleeveless. The hack is you can add a cap sleeve. The hack is that you can, what are the hacks are there? It keeps coming up with the word hack. It says hack sleeveless, hack cap sleeve, hack flutter sleeve. So basically, I don't know how I'd call it hacking. I would call it view. View 1 is with the cap sleeve, view 1 is sleeveless, view 2 is with the cap sleeve, and view 3 is just with a, view 2 is with a flutter sleeve, and view 3 is a cap sleeve, but for some reason it's called a hack. So it hacks, you can hack it. Weird, is this a new word? You know, instead of views, you're going to be hacking it. So that's the S8888. I like that one. And then the next one I thought was very, very nice as well is the S8872. And that's this one. I like the way it's got little tie open there. It has a waistband. I like a waistband. And it's got a high waistband there. I think they're all the same height, are they? It looks like that one's a higher waistband to that one, but I may be wrong. And on the back, wrong way, on the back you've got 4 lengths, a short one, a medium length, and 2 long ones. I do like that pattern. It's really, really nice. And I've got some fabrics that I think will turn out quite nice for that. This one is a size 12 to a 20, and it's 20 is for a 42-inch bust. So that's going to be just, I'm just going to be getting into that if I can squeeze my bust in. 12 is the 29.5-inch bust. You know, 12 years ago it used to be a 34-inch bust. Now it's gone down to 29.5. Wow. Anyway, yes, I like that one. That's a really nice pattern. Then the next one, I'm sure I've got something very similar. I'm sure I've got a pattern very similar, and I can't think which one it is, but this is the S8546. The reason why I bought this was I quite like this long jacket. I quite like making something like that, a long shirty type jacket that you can wear over trousers, that you can wear over dresses. So my first attempt might be that kind of thing, and then see what the other ones. I'm not keen on showing a shoulder, not keen on that one. That one's okay, and that's a 3/4 length one. That's not too bad, but that's the main reason I bought this. And this one is for a 16 to 24. The rear views are these, and the pattern, yes, it's got a yoke at the back, and it's got a pleat in the back as well. A yoke in the back and a pleat. I do like that one. But the trouble is, you see, you like it on the model. Will it look as good on yourself? Doubt it. I don't have model features. And this one, I'm sure I've got this one as well. I'm sure they recycle them and just put different patterns on the top. Do a different cover. Because this is 8548 Simplicity. And it's a t-shirty type dress. Let's get up here and show you. A t-shirt type dress. I'm sure I've got a pattern with that on. And with a v-neck version there. And pockets. I'm nearly sure I've got that. But it was going reasonably cheap, so I thought I'd get it anyway. And that one is, it's a learn to sew one. Oh, I know why I got this. Because my daughter's learning to sew. And she has got me demented. If you've ever tried telling somebody how to sew long distance and they haven't got a clue on sewing, it is absolutely soul destroying. And I'm going, take the right side to right side. Put the right side to the right side. What's the right side? The right side, the pretty side. Put the pretty side, the pretty side. How do I do that? So I'm going, ah! And his lordship can hear me screaming, going, ah! So I've decided that she's just finished a little blouse, which, to be fair, was an awkward, it had an awkward facing, but it was supposed to be an easy one. And trying to communicate with her over the video and was difficult. It was the first, but to be fair, it was the first time ever she's sewn anything. She's 46 and she suddenly thinks she might fancy sewing. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Anyway, I said to her, I said, look, the next time you sew, we'll do a sew along. I'll do the same pattern as you're doing and we'll sew along together. So keep our fingers crossed that that's going to work. But I figured that that might be a good one for her to do because it's quite easy. It's a learn to sew the trends one with a raglan sleeve. Whether that's going to work for her because she doesn't have the same kind of shoulders as me, and raglan sleeves are great for square shoulders. I've got square shoulders, but I'm not sure if she has. So I'll have to think about that. Anyway, it's 8548, sizes 10 to 22, and the 22 is a 44-inch bust, and this one is a 10 to 20, 16 to 24. Oh, that's right. Is a 24-inch bust. So that's that one. And then I bought a couple of other patterns that I'd like to show you, if I can find. There's one of them is here. Where's the other one gone? Now, oh, get your bounce. I bought this pattern through Etsy. It's come from America, and it's a very vintage pattern. And I've had it a few months. If you remember when I did the hair, Harriet hair, did I call her Harriet the hair? I made a hair from scrap fabrics, and I suddenly thought, oh, that's quite nice. And my daughter-in-law came into the house one day and she said, oh, I love your hair. Is it a doorstop? And I said, yes. Well, currently it's just sitting on my chair, on a dining room chair. But she said, I do love it. And at that point I thought, oh, it might be quite nice to make a few of these doorstops in different animals, and a dog appealed to me. So I came across this pattern on Etsy. It's a very, very old one. It's dated 1992. And I liked the pattern, but I wasn't so sure about when I saw it. It cost me a lot of money to get it sent over from America. It's a Buttrick 6309, and that is a dog like that. Now, it's sitting on a plinth, and I figured, well, it wasn't really that one that I like. I wasn't so sure about because his mouth's open. Don't know if you can see his mouth's open. And he's got a gloss to him. And what I found out when I got it was, it does three animals. It does the dog, it does a cow, it does a cow, and it does a cat. I quite like the cat version and I like the cow version. The dog, probably nice, but I'm not sure about this open mouth. I think that's going to be a bit awkward to do. So anyway, I sent off for it, and when I got the pattern I thought, ooh, he looks as if he's shiny. And what it says here is it includes patterns and instructions for the stuffed cow, which is 10.5 inches tall, the cat, which is 13.5 inches tall, and the doorstop cow is 11 inches tall, the dog is 13 inches, and the cat, the doorstop ones, the cat is 14 inches. These ones that are doorstops are mounted onto wood, a piece of wood, and the doorstops have a cracked and antique finish that is achieved by using crackle paint and antiquing finishes. So I suppose it stops it from getting dirty. So I thought, might try that. I think I've spent, in June or July, I spent all my time, oh no, I didn't cut them out. I got them out to look at, and I, with good intentions of making it up, and I haven't got that far. But probably as the winter months start and I'm sitting in here trying to keep warm, I might start making one of these. Probably consider the cow and the cat first. I'm not sure. I just don't know how you're going to work a dog with its mouth open. I'll have to read the instructions and see what it says. But that was a Butterick, Design with Butterick Crafts 6309. It's one size. It was originally $7.95. I think I paid about £10 for it, and the carriage here from USA was about £6. So I paid about £16 for it. But I thought, it's vintage, it might be worth trying out. And my final pattern was the one I bought in June or July. It's a Vogue one, and it's because when I did my fashion design course, we made leather gloves. And I saw this pattern, Vogue V8311, and it's got all these different gloves, and the kind of gloves that I made were a bit like that. I had actually done a lovely cutout of a butterfly on there. I didn't have a buckle on it, but I made them quite long, and I thought I wouldn't mind making myself some gloves again. And I quite like those lacy ones as well, not that I would wear lacy, but I figured it would be nice to make some gloves again. The annoying thing is, I made these lovely leather gloves and I wouldn't wear them. I kept them pristine, didn't want to wear them. I just wanted to save them and admire. I kept getting them out and admiring them now and again. And I think one day I decided, this is silly, I'm going to have to wear them. So I put them on and wore them, and I loved it because on this bit was a butterfly. They were grey leather, grey gloving leather, and this was a brown butterfly that I had on the top, and it actually matched a dress that I made in a tan colour with a butterfly, a black butterfly cut out on the bottom of it, and a jacket that had it was a black jacket, black wool jacket with a brown butterfly cut out there, so that the whole three things teamed in, the gloves with the jacket with a skirt. And one day I wore them. I thought, oh, I'm going to wear them to go out because this is silly. I'm going to wear the jacket and wear the dress. And I wore them, went out with them, and took the gloves off and forgot to pick them up when I left the build. I think we went out for a meal and I forgot to pick up my gloves. And of course, when I rang up the pub and or the restaurant and said, did anybody leave any gloves? They said no, and unfortunately I never ever saw them again, which I was most annoyed about. So I have this, and I need some gloving leather. And very fortunately, years and years ago, I bought this jacket in the second-hand shop. Now I know you're going to say, you shouldn't be getting rid of it, you shouldn't be cutting that up. But I bought this jacket in the second-hand shop. It's lovely, lovely soft leather, really gorgeous leather. But it's too small for me. It's a size 10, 8 or 10. And I am English, it's a size 8 or 10. Heaven knows what you call it in America. But it just this wouldn't even touch where it's supposed to. I'll show you what it looks like on me. I can't even get it on. That's it. And my sister used to be very, very thin. My late sister used to be very, very thin. Sad to say, she was an alcoholic. And so I was tempted to give her it. And I thought, oh, I'll give it to Joni. And then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold on to it. Maybe I might lose weight and fit into it. Well, there's never ever going to... I think that they could probably bury me in this and I still wouldn't fit it. But so then I thought, no, I'm going to use this leather because it's lovely, lovely soft leather. I'm going to use this leather to make some gloves with it. At least that's my intentions. Now, whether I actually get to putting scissors to this jacket or not, I don't know. If I sold it, I probably wouldn't get what I wanted because his lordship has a leather jacket and my son has a leather jacket, and we've tried selling those several times and nobody wants them. So I figured I'd probably get more use out of turning it into a pair of gloves, but a pair of gloves would only cover one sleeve. I'd probably get the pair of gloves out of just that one sleeve. So then I've got to think of what I can do with the other one. So I might make another pair of gloves. So there is the possibility of that, or there is the possibility of me buying some gloving leather. But since I am not wanting to buy unnecessarily, I think we'll probably use this instead, because it's sat in my wardrobe for 20 years and I reckon it's time to do something with it. So I shall probably make some gloves with it. So that is the last of the patterns. So that's the pattern there, and it's the V8311. You don't need much fabric according to this. If I was doing glove C, which is that brown one in the middle, if I was doing glove C, I would only need 3/8 of a metre, and I don't even think you'd need that much, but you'd have to get the 3/8 in the length, even though the width's probably going to be too much. So yeah, that I thought that come the winter, when you just want to sit by the TV and watch a TV, because these gloves I would hand sew. I don't know if I haven't looked at the instructions. They may tell you to sew by machine. They may tell you to sew with a machine, but I hand sewed all of mine, and I much prefer to hand sew. You use a thicker thread, and at least I hand sewed. I don't know that I'm going to be sewing by machine. So that is the other pattern there. So watch this space. I might turn out some of those with some of the scrap fabric I've got, not scrap fabric, some of the fabric I've got in the back there. What else do I want to tell you? Thank you ever so much for the comments on these previous vlogs that I've been doing. Really appreciate it. I'm pleased that you enjoy watching them. I've got more on. I keep wanting to do, as I've said regularly, I want to do 2 a week. Still can't get round to doing that because we have a lot of things going on at the moment. As I say, emptying a flat. We've had a room half decorated in the house, and we went off to get some more paint the other day, and I said to him, should we start decorating today? And he said, no, my head's not in the right place. So at the moment we've got too much going on. So when I do get a chance to do things, I shall hopefully do some more vlogs for you sometime soon. I've got this one to finish, this pattern here, which I'm hopefully going to be putting up soon, the New Look 6871. I've got that to finish. I found out from MJK, I think it was, who said the one that she's wanting to do is the ones with the oh, what do you call those? One with the wavy sleeves on the top. The one she was doing is the one with the wavy sleeves. The one I'm doing is this one there. So I'll have to talk through what you do there that you don't do here. I'm going to have to go because my battery has just started flashing and I don't have a battery charger. I've lost it. Don't know where I've put it. Need to write in that book where I've put it when I do eventually find it, because I can't find where I've put it. So